father asking if he will be willing to have me apply to this Mahazikei Torah, and they will do of me a great Chazan as they promised. My father answered, demandant de Yael, asked, will you please ask him what he has to say? So let's not forget that Turkey, especially Edirne, was a very poor town. Therefore, it's not like the Chazanim actually that they have 30,000, 35,000 a year. They didn't have 35,000 nickels over there. It was so poor situation. So my father had a very hard time to make ends meet. And in this situation, they asked my father if I want to join this organization and I will be a Chazan in the future. So after my father told them to ask me, so I said, can you show to me, or can you just convince me how much money my father is making all his life in Chazanut, so that I can take my future with this in mind. Of course, they didn't have any answer, and they were quite disappointed of my answer, and they left. Nevertheless, the future wanted so that I have to be a Chazan, whether I want it or not. As a matter of fact, my brothers at that time were working in the exchange business, and they told me, you don't need to be a Chazan, you come work with us, and then we will work together, which I did for 9 or 10 years. I was quite successful, quite good. But in Turkey, especially in Edirne, we had in 1933 this
programs.
Anti-Semitism start to boil, and the Turks, with all their ignorance, they started to come to the houses. They wanted to have our furniture, our beds, our chairs, and to kick us out completely or to kill us. And this situation was for 48 hours, and we didn't know exactly what to do until a gentleman, Yuda Romano, who was very influential person with the official Turk authorities, and he intervened, and the mayor consented to leave us, to have us stay in our places. But in the meantime, we already gave all what it was possible to give. In this situation, I didn't know exactly what was the right thing to do. I have my parents go to Istanbul. We helped them as much as we could, and at the same time, I had a brother in Geneva, Switzerland, who asked me if I would like to occupy the position of the Chazan in the community in Geneva. In this particular community, there were most of the people from Edirne. They knew my entire family, and me included. So it wasn't a really problem. At that time I was single yet, and I wanted to see a change so that I can see better my future. And I went to Geneva. Most of the people knew my family, and they were really pleased to see me there. And at that time I was only 26, and I performed services for the high holidays, and in the end, the idea was if I would like to stay to occupy this position in Geneva, I was welcomed. If I don't like, they will pay me the
Get back.
they will pay me the ticket so that I can return to my hometown. In the end of Yom Kippur, I can see as today my president comes and makes an announcement publicly saying, we all are extremely pleased with the Hazan and we accept him gladly among all of us. And he kissed me in front of everybody. This was the contract that I had for 18 years. I didn't have a contract anymore. I was in Geneva 18, 19 years. However, it was a small community. I had, with the future, I had a hard time to gather a minyan even on Saturday morning to perform services, to read the Torah, to say tefillah, it was almost very difficult, despite all the efforts I made, like sending the cards every week to the members, telling them you are obligated to come to services since you accepted me as your Hazan. I want to perform services with the minyan, not without. And I had a very difficult time for this question only. And the president asked me, you don't like our city, you don't like our people? I like everything, but I like myself too, I like my minyan. Where is it? There is no minyan, so I cannot stay. And it was, I remember very vividly, on March 7, 1951, when I called for a meeting at my house, and I made a statement saying that I am not your Hazan any longer. And everybody was extremely, extremely concerned, displeased, upset, and everything. But I already was making arrangements over here with this community in Seattle.
Right.
Okay. So I was saying that a friend of mine from Mexico City, Jose Benbasat his name, came to visit me, and one Saturday he wanted to attend our services. When he saw closer the situation, he said, you don't belong any longer to this kind of situation. You deserve a better community, a better understanding, and a better minyan. So what he did was, he intervened himself to Dr. de Solapur, who was at that time the gentleman, the rabbi, who was the intermediary between communities, Hazanim and Rabbanim, who wanted to look for position, vice versa. So he went to Dr. de Solapur, who effectively knew me from Geneva. He saw me twice over there. And it wasn't difficult. He wrote over here to Seattle, Washington, and this is the way that we started the correspondence with Geneva, although I didn't know no one, they didn't know me either, and I didn't know the language. I have to use the Ladino. What I used to do is I typed my letters and I send over here and copy to Dr. de Solapur so that he will be up to date, informed what is going on. And this is the way that I came over here in 1952, May 22nd, with my family. It was on Thursday, and on next Sunday already I had to perform a wedding. So this is the way we started our position over here. And it was till 1979 where I decided on my 70th birthday to just to retire. So to speak, to retire. Well, that's it.
Marvelously.
Yes.
Very good.
It was one of the best city in Traika, like we used to say, because we have a nice Jewish community, we were numerous, and we have the school of Alliance, and I was very proud to go to this school and to finish it, and